Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. So I just wanted to pop on here and give a little update as to where I've been for the past 6 months, give or take. When I posted my last few videos, I really had the intent of continuing trying to post maybe once a week, every other week or something like that. However, I went back to work and that just kind of threw everything off. If you have seen some of my other videos, you might know that I have been struggling with a chronic illness over the past couple years called POTS. It's a form of dysautonomia. I actually dealt with it previously as a teenager, kind of grew out of it after I had my first son, and I thought I was in the clear, but then about 2 years ago, it just kind of hit me again, and then I spent a year or so trying to find a doctor to listen to me. Like, this is what I have. I've had it when I was a kid. I really think it never went away, but I had to go through the process of getting re-diagnosed because it had been so long since my previous diagnosis. So I did finally find a doctor who gave me the diagnosis and has been treating me. I'm on quite a few different medications to control different things, but one of the worst parts of it at this point is the chronic fatigue. So I, was doing okay during the summer because I wasn't working. I am a school counselor, so I had the summers off. I opt to take summers off because I know my body needs it. I need the chance to relax and recuperate from the school year. And so I was doing okay over the summer. I was able to get some videos out, but then school started back and I had to go back to work. So I went from being able to relax and pace and take my time every day to the hustle and grind of, being back in the building, having kids depending on me, having, to do all of this. And as a school counselor, the first 2 weeks of school are insane, especially at the high school level. We have a lot that we're dealing with in those first 2 weeks, and it just wore me down. I just didn't have anything extra to give. And then, in the back of my mind over the last few months, I've always been like, okay, I need to do something. I need to post something. But I was literally using up every ounce of energy that I had just to make it through the workday. So by the time I come home, I'm too tired to do anything. On the weekends, it takes the whole weekend to get any energy up. To be honest, at this point, my husband is probably doing 80% of the upkeep of the house, if not more. I help where I can, but there's not a whole lot that I can do, especially during the week when I've been going to work. And then I'm just, this is probably going to be like edited and chopped all together because my brain just kind of wanders. So I went back to work, energy levels just trash. And then my youngest son has just kind of put us through the ringer for the last few months. If you've seen my previous videos, you might know that my youngest son has Down syndrome. And we have been battling constant sinus infections with him. So people with Down syndrome, a lot of times their nasal passages are a lot smaller than average. So he is prone to infections. And we have spent over probably close to 2 years battling these infections. It started with strep. We got his tonsils taken out. He actually was hospitalized with strep at one point before we got the tonsils out. Then we got the tonsils out and we thought, okay, we're in the clear. But then he started getting sinus infections versus the strep. And then some of it was coming in as strep in his sinuses, other bacterias. And then he was just getting one bacteria after another. And it got to a point where his doctor was like, I don't know what to do, so I'm going to refer you to infectious disease. So in December, we started the process of having a midline put in. They wanted a PICC line, which is kind of like a semi-permanent IV that goes into the arm and it goes down to the heart. However, because of his age and the Down syndrome, they did not want to do a PICC line because they were afraid there would be vascular differences. So instead we did a midline, which goes in at the same spot, but it stops at the armpit. So they can like ultrasound his veins the entire way to make sure that it's going in the way it needs to go in. So he spent 6 weeks with a midline in, and then and it was a disaster. It was all right around Christmas. We got the midline put in. I got off for Christmas break, and within like a day or two of me getting off of work for Christmas break, he ends up with a busted midline, and we have to take him to the emergency room, and they have to put a new midline in. And then like the next day or 2 days later, something like that, it was Christmas Eve, he ended up back in the emergency room with a severe allergic reaction to the I think it was considered an adverse drug reaction, but his face was like twice the size it should be. It was just like his face looked like a basketball almost, and he was covered in a rash from head to toe, high fevers, vomiting. So they had to pull him off that antibiotic and put him on a different antibiotic, and it was just a mess. And then that was the second midline. I feel like he had. Did he have a third? I can't even keep it straight. I think we thought he was going to have a third one, but... Or did he? No. The third one the second one did end up busting, but at that point, that was at kind of the 6 week mark, and the doctor said his numbers look good, so let's pull it out. The second it came out, he ended up with a snotty nose and everything again, but so far, it's showing up as just like normal nasal discharge. There's no bacteria in it. So I'm hoping, praying that we are through with all this infection stuff. We do have to follow up with ENT still, and just double check. But he went back to school and within 2 days he brought home a cold to everybody. So if I sound a little nasally or anything, it's because I'm currently under the weather. So that's kind of what I've been dealing with for the last few months. Like I said, my chronic illness has, it's kind of like a roller coaster. Like I got ups and downs. The chronic fatigue is almost constant though. And I'm actually to a point where I am considering going on FMLA to reduce my schedule for next school year. I'm trying to make it through this school year, but I'm contemplating reducing my schedule next school year. To be honest, the only reason I'm still working is because I have 6 figures in school loans, and I am 2 years away from public service loan forgiveness. So I am trying everything I can to make it through the next 25 months until I can apply for loan forgiveness. And then at that point, I am probably going to either take a half-time position or figure out something else. So, but I can reduce my schedule to, I think, 30 hours, still be considered full-time, get my benefits, and it go through public service loan forgiveness. So that might be what I have to do to make it through the next 2 years. But in the meantime, I did want to try to get on here and start posting stuff again. I did really enjoy filming the videos, editing them. It was the only hobby that I really had. So I would like to get back to that, so I feel like I have something that I can do. I am also considering starting up a little business venture. I have been designing some budget planners that I might start showing on my channel, and try to grow that business so that, you know, when those 2 years are up, maybe I can have some sort of income coming in from that. It's kind of a gamble. I don't know if it's going to pay off or not, but you will probably start seeing some like budgeting videos on my channel and stuff like that. I am going to try to still post some cleaning content, but it's probably not going to be the same. I cannot do a whole lot at one time. I can't do a bunch of bending and picking up. So a lot of what I may be filming will be the stuff that I do after my kids have picked up. So that's like the cleaning surfaces and stuff that I can kind of do standing, or from my wheelchair if it's a day that, you know, I got a lot to do and the walking is too much. It's just, I can't, I'm like a little all over the place. I can't even begin to tell you. So at this point, I don't know what exactly my channel is going to look like. I don't know how often I'm going to post. I'm not going to stress myself out by trying to stick to a schedule. I know that's probably a crappy way to do this because like my channel's probably not going to grow a whole lot without me posting frequently, but at this point I can only do what I can do. And so I will have some cleaning, probably some budgeting, start showing the planners that I am trying to design. I'm also considering some other planners outside of budgeting planners. I really gotta stop saying So I'm considering different types of planners, not just budget planners. The budget planners are what I have ready right now, so that's probably what I'll start showing. However, you know, I'm nowhere near a point where I'm going to be selling them because I have to go through the process of, you know, legally setting up a business and everything like that. So I guess at this point, I really am just looking for some ideas, like what kind of things would you like to see that I might actually be able to put out. So if you would, if you've made it this far in this video, if you'd leave a comment down below with some ideas, some things that you might be interested in seeing from me. If you're, you know, if you're still willing to watch some of my cleaning videos, even though they may be super short, or it may be like weeks worth of cleaning in one video, because like I said, I can only manage like 10 minutes of cleaning at a time. So, so yeah, that's pretty much it. That's where I've been. That's what my plans for the future are. I would consider doing some vlogging type stuff, but my life is pretty boring. I get up, I go to work. I cannot show you anything at work because everything is revolving around teenagers and confidentiality and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm really not sure what direction I can really take this channel right now. So if you have any tips, ideas, anything, if you would comment down below, leave them there for me, I would appreciate it. Thank you for taking the time to watch this. I've missed interacting with you guys, and I hope to be able to interact with you a little bit more in the future. Thanks. Would you stay till the morning?